On a scale of 1 to 10.
10 being the highest, 7. But like an East Coast 7.
Welcome back to East Coast Sevens.
We back.
We back.
Is it official?
I guess.
I hope so.
It is for now until we decide
Until we-
to stop doing it.
Yep, until we stop doing it for months.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We have been kind of busy. Just a lot of just like small things. Nothing really like giant has happened since the last time that we started the pod. We did this.
Yeah, we only opened a business. That's all we did.
Yeah, we haven't done a whole lot except for we started a coffee shop. Like actually like a full-fledged coffee shop that we're open like all week long.
Yep, and it consumes our whole lives.
Yeah, it
And
actually.
that's fine.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. And nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you that owning a business is a lot of work.
No one tells you how often you have to go to Walmart.
Yeah.
That's all we do.
I tell people this a lot. I feel like as a business owner, it's different than you think that it is because I started a coffee shop because I thought I really like coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I like making coffee drinks and I like making other people coffee. So let's do that. And in all the conversations I had with people about it, no one was like, do you also like going to Walmart every other hour and a half? Do you also like being a milk delivery boy? Do you also like going back to Walmart after you just got home from Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
Because that seems to be just about everything that I do.
Yep.
And I mean, there are times where it's fun, but the immediately, I'm talking about the Walmart trip specifically. There are times where I like going to Walmart, but that's usually when I'm buying snacks for myself.
Yeah.
The times I don't enjoy going to Walmart is when I'm going to buy milk and everybody seems to be like on the same page, is when they see it happen, they have to say something to me about it.
Well, we're at Walmart and we have to buy like 15 gallons of milk. Our cart is completely full with milk and everybody got to say something about it.
It's like collectively they're all just like, hey, I know that when we come into Walmart, nobody asks us about what's in our cart, but let's just ask this random person who obviously has a lot of milk in their cart, got milk or something.
No, every time I'm at Walmart, I hear at least once, got milk? I'm like, yes, I have milk.
Yeah.
Or they're like, got enough of that milk over there, huh?
Yeah. You must really like milk. Or like, what are you making with all that milk? And I've responded a few times. I've like, the first couple of times, you know, I felt like I was obligated to respond.
Yeah.
And meet their, you know, their idea of where that conversation should go. And I was like, oh, you know, just making the world's biggest bowl of cereal. And
I don't come up with stuff that complicated.
I did it 2 times, and then I was like, you know what? I just laugh. That's a lot of milk. I'm like, nah.
Same.
Yeah. Which is like, you know, you think that I would, as a business owner, I would use that time to plug my coffee shop and be like, oh,
I do sometimes.
funny that you ask. I own a coffee shop and we use a lot of milk. And so that's obviously why I have this much milk. But
And also every time we leave Walmart, because we just have a cart full of milk and we never put it in bags because we just scan it all at once and we never put it in the bags. And so it's just random jugs of milk just in there. And they always have to check our receipt. I'm like, why do you think I'm going to be stealing this much milk? If I'm going to steal, I'm going to make it look good. I'm going to make it a variety of things. It's going to be in bags. It's not just going to be a cart full of milk.
I feel like that's the most inconspicuous way to do it, though. Like, if you're going to do it, you should make it look like you're doing it. And they'll be like, he's obviously not about to steal 15 gallons of milk.
They think that.
I don't know. I think the more that I go, the more they recognize me. They're like, this guy's getting milk again. I have to be just like, the people who need milk outside of us have to be like, where is all this milk going? Like, where in the world is this milk possible?
Yeah, our Walmarts are always low on milk because we buy all of it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sometimes I'm sorry, but the other times I'm like, this is just, you know, it is what it is for Walmart being Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wipe them clean of milk every single time.
All in all, we just didn't know what all went into owning a business, and that, you know, you either have to get food suppliers to bring all your stuff, which every food supplier we've talked to has been pretty terrible.
Well, I mean, they all, I mean, they all think that they have the best of the best, and you all have the same thing, and you all do the same thing, and it's really like it comes down to price point.
Oh yeah, Walmart's cheaper, hands down.
Most of the time, for sure. There's some things that I like to get delivered, or some things that Walmart doesn't have, but I mean, like, we're not far enough away from a store that we can't just like run and get things, and they act like that's not possible. Like, I can't just go to Walmart real quick and get everything that you have on your website for like a fraction of the cost. But you just learn those things as you start to do business, and like that's all our business is. It's just us learning how to do business.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, I'm sure there's going to be a day that we look back and we're like, man, we went to Walmart too much. Why don't we know this?
Yeah, probably.
And, there's going to be a solution for it. But that day is not today.
Yeah. And we should have we should have had food service jobs before we decided to open up our own food service thing, because there's a lot of rules. I should have done my time at Taco Bell and Burger King and all that, so I could have learned all the rules. Because
okay, so let me clarify. Rules as in like nuanced things that you find out in
really weird stuff.
We know the rules of food. Like, we're both certified Serve Safe because we have to be. So we know the rules. Like, we're good in here. Like, milks and cheeses and meats, they're all good. We don't know the rules of like behind, you know what I mean? Stuff like, 86ing things and all of the lingo of being in food service or stuff like that.
Yeah. Or working a drive-through. How to talk to people in the drive-through.
Today, there was a lady that pulled into the drive-through, and when I saw her pass the window, like coming to the drive-through, I thought it was a car that I recognized. And then when she first started talking over the headset system, I thought to myself, I know this person. This is so-and-so. And so I like to have a silly goose time. And so the lady came over the speaker and she said, I said, hey, like, what can I get started for you? And she said, hold on 1 minute. Let me take a look at the menu. And I, over the speaker, said, no, you have to order right now, because I thought it was somebody that I knew.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so they finished their order. As I'm about halfway through their order, I'm realizing this is not somebody that I know. And she comes to the window and I open the door and immediately I'm like, hey, sorry about that. I thought I knew you and I didn't mean to like rush you through the whole ordering process. And she was really nice about it. She was like, no, I mean, I'm always trying to joke around, but like I caught a break because that could have been a bad Google review for us.
Oh yeah, could have been.
Which I'm always like deathly afraid of getting an email that's have a Google review, because those are so terrible sometimes, and there's no reason to them. They just leave you a 1-star review for no.
It's because they don't like coffee. They think they like coffee and they order and they don't actually like coffee, and then they give us a bad review.
Yeah. But we just kind of figure things out every single day is like kind of the whole deal behind, and loud noises just happen. I don't know if you guys heard that.
They're not going to hear that. But you acknowledged it and they weren't going to hear it.
Our ice maker just like delivered some new ice and it was really loud. But yeah, we just kind of like, we wanted to have a drive-through, and so we bought the drive-through system, and then we didn't test it or anything. Like, we just started using it. And that's not like a great way to do things, but it's just how we've done just about everything. It's just like, I feel like I say the phrase like every other day is trial by fire. We literally just try things. And so we didn't, like, when we first started the drive-through, I'll never forget, like, the first person that came to the drive-through, I was like, crap, like, what do I even say?
Oh my God, someone's there.
Hello? Like,
hello?
Like a phone, like, because it's got the little beep to let you know that somebody's there. And I was just like, hey, welcome to Volt. What would you like? And like for the first week, I was just like completely stumbling over all of my words. I feel like you haven't necessarily gotten past the stumbling part.
No, not really. I also don't know how to answer our phone. It's a business phone. And of course, you should answer it and say, hey, this is Volt Coffee. Or, oh, getting a phone call. Sorry. I should say, hey, this is Volt Coffee. Instead, I just say, hello.
Yeah.
Like it's my personal phone.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'll never forget hearing it the first time she said hello.
Yeah, of course you were there when I did that. And I was just like, hello. And the person said, hello?
Yeah. It's always... We get so many calls, and sometimes I just answer the phone and I wait for them to talk first. Because, like, 9 out of 10 calls are spam calls. So I never expect anybody to be real on the other end of the line. And I will answer my personal phone kind of the same way, and I'll be like, oh, crap, this is probably somebody who has my number who needs to talk to me. But it caught me off guard the very first time you did it. I looked at you, and I was
Hello?
like, you can't answer like that. You have to say, this is Volt
It was
Coffee.
still a telemarketer, too. And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
They're like, oh.
They got our number as soon as we plugged our phone up. I'm like, how'd you get this number? I just plugged this up. They had it on lock.
It's crazy the amount of calls that you get. I mean, immediately within 30 seconds of owning a landline, which is something I never thought that I would ever buy one.
A landline?
Yeah, in today's age.
Yeah. Gotta have one as a business.
Yes. I don't think you do, but I didn't want people calling my cell phone.
Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah.
Not that you could probably still find it really.
Yeah. So owning a business has pretty much, consumed our whole life.
Sure.
And we haven't really been in the gym lately. You've been in the gym more than I have. But then again, I work out at home, because I'm done with the gym.
Why?
I use dumbbells for my workout, and I'm just like slinging them everywhere, and people just look at me like I'm crazy, and I just don't have time for it.
It's the perfect place to do that.
I know, but for some reason, whenever I'm like getting all these dumbbells out, because I need like 3 or 4 sets, people just look at me crazy.
That's why, because you're using too many.
I'm not going to put my dumbbells up every time.
No, not every time, but you can only have 2 sets at max. You don't need whatever you're doing with tens, you should do another exercise that needs tens. You don't need 10s, 45s, 35s, and 15.
I need all the weights, and so now I just work out at home because I don't want people staring at me like, put those weights back.
No, I've also learned, like, at the gym, though, you just kind of have to be there and just, it is what it is. People are going to do stupid stuff the entire time.
You're at the gym like way too long.
I do an entire workout and cardio.
And people talk to you.
Yeah.
You got too many gym friends.
I try to look unapproachable, and still that doesn't stop some people.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, I'm at the baseline of me, I'm nice.
Yeah.
So like if you come up to talk to me, I will talk to you. And that's unfortunate sometimes for me, timing wise, because I end up spending I want to be there for no longer than like an hour, but to get through a 30-minute workout and do everything that I need to do is almost impossible. And then I guarantee myself 30 minutes of cardio. So, and then I come home looking like I jumped out of a pool.
Yeah. Also, with the gym, there's just some exercises that are just awkward to do in front of other people.
I agree. I don't do them.
You don't do them at all?
No. If they're awkward and they look awkward, like I don't remember. I think they're called Supermans, where you're supposed to lay flat down.
You're like,
yeah, you lay flat down on your stomach, and then you just like lift up your like arms and legs. I am not gonna do those in public.
You look like you're convulsing too much.
Someone's like, this guy's having a seizure. I remember being at the gym last year sometime, and there was an older gentleman laying face down on one of the mats, and you may need to answer that.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Well, okay, please finish your story about the old man at the gym. Sorry.
So I was at the gym a few months ago, and there was an older gentleman. I feel like that's a nice way to say
older gentleman.
he was laying flat down on the ground, face down, and I was like, do I need to check on this guy? Like, are you okay?
Is you did?
And I just like kind of stood there. I took my phone out and I Snapchatted a picture of it to a couple of.
Gotta send the Snapchat before you check if he's dead for sure.
I'm not gonna go over there and like touch him. I was just gonna wait to see if he moved. I was just like, I had time, I've got tons of time at the gym apparently, so I just like was gonna sit there and wait to see if he adjusted himself, and he did. And I was like, man, it's like being at a pool and like trying to like see how long you can hold your breath for. Both of us were lifeguards.
Yeah, we were.
So we know it's like you see someone face on the pool and you're like, okay, are they trying to see how long they can hold their breath or are they drowning? So I don't want to wait too long because then they'll actually drown if they're drowning. And that's how it was with that old man. I was like, that older gentleman.
Yes.
I was like, man, how long am I just going to sit here and look at him until I like do something? But luckily he moved and I didn't have to resuscitate him. I haven't had to do that at the gym recently.
Resuscitate anybody?
Yeah. Or really ever. But it's a good thing. That's what you want to happen when you're there.
Do you do hip thrusts at the gym?
I do sometimes, depending on how.
That move's not too awkward for you?
It just depends on how like feeling myself I am that day.
Yeah.
I do hip thrusts if I'm feeling like on top of the world.
Okay.
If I'm feeling like, you know what, this is my gym.
I don't do them in public because for whatever reason, the combination of like muscles that have to move, I fart every time.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. I found that out in a group class too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't do that in public anymore. Yeah.
Loudly?
Yeah, it's like a release button. I do a hip thrust at the gym. It's just like a release button.
Every time?
No, not every time. You eventually run out of fart.
Not me. I feel like if that was the case with me, I would have unlimited fart. It would just be one long.
We recently called a fart a turd cough.
Was it a turd cough or a butt cough?
No, it was a turd cough. And I don't know why we thought it was so funny, but we did.
Bro, I forgot about that. That's so stupid of us.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stupid stuff we do literally all the time.
All day.
We've been, we also, in addition to our brick and mortar cafe, we bought a food trailer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are events that we go to that are really, really busy the entire time. And then there are also events that we've never been to before and we don't know to say no to. So we get there and we're like there and it's 7 hours long and like 3 hours in, we're like, dang, we definitely could be doing something better with our time right now. But those are the moments that we think of stuff like turd coughs because there's nothing else for us.
Nothing to do, and we had no self-service either.
Oh, yeah, and we literally had 0 cell reception. I was playing a game that I downloaded on my phone when I was in high school that I didn't know was still on there. And you were playing some version of Bejeweled, but a Chef Gordon Ramsay version?
Yeah, it's Chef Blast by Gordon Ramsay. You should download it and you should play it. If you get to level 10, you get to enter into a sweepstakes to meet Gordon Ramsay. So, plug for Chef Blast. Chef Blast.
I've heard from sources that you are entering a baking competition TV show?
This is sad news. It's not a TV show. Oh. It's like online. So I saw something online that was like, enter to win $10,000, the greatest baker. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling lucky today. Like, let's enter a sweepstakes. It's been a while since I entered a sweepstakes. And I can't say the word sweepstakes without thinking of like the Lunchable ones that you could win. You could like win like a sweepstakes to like meet the Jonas Brothers or something.
The ones I remember are the Danimals ones with the Dylan and Cole Sprouse. The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody sweepstakes.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was thinking, let's win something, but it was pretty in depth. I had to enter pictures, which I have because we have a coffee shop and we bake, and I had all this stuff. I bake. And I only sort of bake, like, let's be real. And it asked for your story and everything. And I was like, here we go. Easy as that. And then I get some email about the show, that it's a show and that I'm a finalist to be on the show, which I thought it was a show. It's like an online thing. And I don't know what the heck I'm going to have to do for it, but I've really gotten myself in over my head. And I can't quit because $10,000. Which, you know, to some people, that's not a lot of money. To me, that's a lot.
That's a substantial amount of money. I think that $10,000 could really change the course of somebody's life. Before I know exactly where you're going. Before we get to that point, though.
Yes.
2 things.
Yes.
You said finalist.
Yes.
Reminded me. I'm gonna plug ourselves. We just were awarded.
Oh yeah.
A bronze medal for emerging small business of the year.
We won something.
So that was really cool. I shared it on our Facebook page, and it got way more interaction from people than I ever thought that it would. Because I don't see third place as like that great. But it is a big achievement, and I'm glad that we won it. So thank you to
thank you.
the chamber and all those who have said congratulations. You make that award make it feel worth it on my side.
You sound like you're trying to talk to someone in the drive-thru and can't get words out.
I want drink. What's crazy to me though, on another note, and this is a pet peeve that I have. So if you're an employee of mine, here we go. If you're taking a drive-thru order and you have to ask them every single thing that they told you after they've said it, I'm already angry. For example,
I do that sometimes.
I know you do. I've seen it. For example, you're taking the order and and I know it's happening because it's happened to me once or twice, but I fixed it immediately. The first option that it says on our screen is the size of the drink. Well, people will order and the size will be like the last thing that they say, which is completely fine. Like, order however you want. But remember, right? Use your brain. So they'll order and it'll be like, let me get a brown sugar cinnamon iced latte. And they won't say the size first. And most of our baristas will just be like, their brain will freeze. And then they'll be like, did you want a 16 or a 20 ounce? And they'll tell them, and then they'll go, I'm sorry, did you say brown sugar cinnamon? And they'll go, yes. And then go, okay.
Do you want that hot or iced?
You said iced on that, right? So now the customer has said it twice, and I'm angry, and I'm not the customer. I'm sitting across the bar, and I'm mad for them because it's like, that wasn't a long order. I mean, it was a drink. You're not ordering like a steak and 4 sides. Anyway, sorry, that's just...
Anyway, speaking of $10,000 in large sums of money, we had someone ask us, I'm going to butcher the question, but it's fine. If someone... What's a large enough amount of money? Like $15 million? $15 million. 15 million? Okay. We were asked if...
The question was 5.
5?
Yeah, they said...
5 million?
They said for a $5 million...
Oh, dang, that's kind of not a lot. I mean, it is.
Random person die.
Random person.
When I'm saying it now, and I'm saying it on camera, that does sound a little harsh, but they looked at me, and I was contemplating it.
Let's change it to 15 million.
There's not much difference in 5.
Yes, there is.
$10 million is a lot of money. But if you're starting with 5, both of those are substantial amounts of money. But I think what we were saying was, you have to at least think about it.
Oh, yeah. Like, you can't just be like, nope, would never.
Yeah, no,
I would never.
I feel like when people think about these things, they don't put themselves into an actual situation like that seems real.
Like, put the briefcases with the money in front of you, and then they say, all you gotta do is let a random person die, and we're good, and you get this money.
Yeah, they don't. They're like,
if I can guarantee it's not a family member or a friend,
start changing the question, and it starts getting more and more muddy. It's just got to be cut.
A random person.
There's a button in front of you, and you press the button, and a random person dies, and you get $5 million, or you pressing the button. Random. I would probably highly consider it. I don't want to say I'm heartless enough to not think about it for a little bit, but I definitely would consider it.
And then hope that it's like a really...
You just got to pay the consequences at that point. If you do it and then something bad turns out, then that's on you.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, no amount
Deal or no deal.
no amount of money will ever like wipe away the sadness of like someone very close to you being the person who, got the nail in the coffin. But, that was on you if you decided to pull that, I was like pull the trigger. That feels a little too on edge.
Here's my question. Why are there always Deal or No Deal reruns when you go to the beach?
It's Deal or No Deal or Fear Factor or Impractical Joker.
I've never gone to the beach with my family and not watched one of those shows.
For a substantial amount of time. There's always the one day that you go on vacation that you've kind of done the thing that you're there to do. If it's the beach, you've sat on the beach for like long enough for 3 days, or you go to the mountains and it's kind of like, unless you're traveling to sightsee, you're just traveling to kind of chill. There's always the day where you're like, I've done all the things. Let me just turn the TV on.
All you got is cable.
You just got old school cable.
Yep.
And it's just Deal or No Deal reruns. And then you wonder too, like, you always hear the thing about Howie Mandel being like a germaphobe.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Wow. Howie.
Yeah.
How have you made it, Howie?
This is how we do it. I just like watched him the whole time thinking like, I want to see him touch things. Cause I'm like, I wonder if it's freaking him out that he's like, he just shook somebody's hand that he didn't expect to. He's like, I think he's better, but he used to be really big, a really big germaphobe.
I wonder if there's like people out there that are like extremely attracted to Howie Mandel.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not one of those people.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, he pretty much pit bull. So like he's the white pit bull. Anybody attracted to Howie Mandel is also unfortunately attracted to pit bull. Like,
yeah,
they're the same.
Well, I'm sure there's people who like specifically have a thing for bald people.
Of course. Yeah.
They call them baldies.
No, I think that's what they call bald people.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Balderites. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been on vacation in so long. It feels like.
Yeah, we don't even have like a trip we do have a trip that we can talk about. We haven't gone anywhere, and we thought we're never going to go anywhere for the rest of our lives. But newsflash, I was trying to think of something else to say other than newsflash. But anyway, newsflash. We're going to Italy and Greece in April because I wouldn't call it an impulse buy, but the tickets were like so cheap and made so much sense that I was like, I just called Logan. I was at an event with the coffee stuff and was like, I'm buying these right now. So whether we like it or not, we're going away for 2 weeks.
Yeah. And also I will say, I don't know, I ragged on the employees like a couple of seconds ago, but I will say it wouldn't be possible for us to go away for 2 weeks if we didn't have such great employees. We
just leave this place and the place just runs.
Yeah, they don't need us anymore.
No, they really don't. Other than to get milk. They need us to get milk.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I wish they would go get milk more often without having to, me ask them. I wish they would just go do it. That'd be nice.
Why would they do that off the clock?
They don't have to clock out for that. They can go get milk on the clock.
Well, you should tell them all that. Y'all can get milk. They'll all be going to get milk.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get milk. I'm like, it's full.
You're not even on shift today and you're going to get milk. We have so much milk right now.
Yeah. No, they really are awesome. I appreciate every single one of them. And it's not very often that you find people that care about what you care about as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we have such a substantial amount of staff members that they care about Volt as much as someone who's not related to me can.
Yeah.
And that means everything to me and to us because like I think a lot of the headaches that you are inherently going to have with opening a business, I haven't had because we've had such great staff. and such great support around us, and people just willing to, go above and beyond and do their absolute best. Like even today, we were swapping out the flavor of the month Pop-Tarts. Last month we had apple butter, kind of in the fall season-ish. And now that it's November, we're getting ready for Thanksgiving. We haven't rolled them out. So if you're listening to this, we may have rolled them out by this point. We're doing pecan pie, and I taste tested it, and it's incredible. And everything that we do, and I say we, I mean our team, it's none of the baking stuff really ever happens on my watch.
We just have a lot of good bakers. A lot of people who like to bake.
And I like to eat, so it's like it's a win-win for me, and I'll go get milk for them anytime.
Yep. So they'll be covering for us while we're in Italy, and they all want to work on the holidays too. So we're gonna have some time with the family. Which, speaking of that, I have really high. Y'all know I have high expectations for food. And so for family gatherings, I also have very high expectations.
Yeah.
But my family goes off for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
Like New Year's, not New Year's anymore, but Christmas, there's wings, there's gumbo, there's egg rolls. Who made egg rolls? It's just all there.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, sometimes when I get invited to other places, I'm like, it better be good. Better be good. Don't roll up with something that ain't got no fat in it, ain't got no meat in it. I mean, if it's mac and cheese, fine. But, some people, they see recipes on Facebook and they just think, oh, this is just going to be so good. It's just a block of cream cheese. It's just a block of cream cheese.
Yeah. You have to add some other stuff. Cream cheese can't be the only ingredient. You're like, ooh, we're going to I saw a recipe online, navy beans and cream cheese. And you're like, and the recipe name's like cracked navy beans. I love people that throw around that, like, you know what I'm saying?
Crack, yeah.
Crack chicken.
Crack dip.
Yeah. Crack dip. No, it's like.
And listen,
chicken,
can we please not have a dip that's called booty dip? Have you seen that?
No,
there's literally a thing that goes all around Facebook, and it's called booty dip.
No.
Don't be dipping in the booties.
Bro, you're joking.
No, I'm that serious. If you looked up booty dip.
I'm not looking that up.
Yeah, actually don't look that up. Something would come up. I'm sure a lot of things. Lot of things would come up.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
People throw around crack just because it's like addictive, I guess.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I've got the perfect recipe, crack pecan pie. And you're like, dude, it's pecan pie. I'm already on board. You don't have to.
Convince me with the word crack.
I'm less on board because it has crack in it. Like, there's the crack epidemic is just, it's out of hand right now. So I think it's a little bit too hot button. But yeah. Don't invite me to places if you're going to make crack something.
Don't invite me for your booty crack dip.
Booty dip. Yeah, I want a booty dip. I got enough turd coughs of my own. I'll use your booty dip in the mix.
I feel like this is where we're going to end the podcast, as we usually do.
Yep. Per usual. Well, all right. Thanks for tuning in.
Send us questions if you want.
Send us questions.
I think we have really good life advice to give. Just solid life advice. Or if you have topics that you want us to cover and get our hot takes, let us know.
Let us know. All right. We will see you guys in the next episode. We'll see you.
Peace.